Bro,
Hey, what's going on, bro?
what's going on, broski? What's happening, man?
Nothing much, man. What you got going? What you got going?
Nothing much, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a special episode. Really, to be honest, no introduction is really needed for this nigga right here, but he's my favorite nigga, man. My bro, Sean. Special episode right here. We're gonna get it
Already,
in. We're
already,
gonna
already. Yes, sir.
talk,
Yes,
talk.
sir.
So, start off with this, man. Um, I want you to um start from wherever you want to start from. You have the permission, even though you don't need it, to say whatever the fuck you want to say, because it's our shit, and do what you need to do. So the
Righteous,
floor is yours. And I ask
right,
you questions in between and start from where you want to go, bro. It's yours.
righteous. All right, man. You already know how it started, but I don't know, man. We started in the South. Actually, I was born in Terrell, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I had a whole another life before you even got here. Honestly,
Right.
from
Right.
the country, still country,
Mm-hmm.
um, very humble. I've
Yeah.
been humbled by life. Um, I've been humbled by tragedy, and you get to a point to where you realize that you don't know everything. You don't know as much as you thought that you did, and you get to a point to where you have to make a decision. You either want to be true to yourself, or you want to continue to be a pretender. Um,
Right.
do you want to
Right.
continue to look the part, or do you actually want to have substance in your life, and do you want to be the part? So
Right.
it just took a lot, man, for me to get to this point to where I kind of started to even understand life, even at 40, at 42,
Okay.
43, man. Um, and
OG.
it's not a book, it's not a guide, it's not a day to day regimen that you go through. What you do is you wake up every day and you pull your bootstraps up and you deal
Mm-hmm.
with whatever comes your way, the best way you know how.
Right.
I'm not a life coach. I'm not into telling people what they should and what they shouldn't do, um, because honestly, it's not my place. If you're grown, I feel like every grown person wakes up in the morning and they know what they should do. If you don't have a job, you know you should have a job. You know, if you're not providing, you know you should provide. I mean, if you're grown, um, you know what you should be doing. Now, whether you choose to do it or not, that's on you. So, like I said, man, my life, my journey has been uh, eventful, to say the least. But one thing I
Mm-hmm.
can say is that I wouldn't change it, so to speak, but I would change uh, a couple of decisions that I made. But ultimately,
Okay.
wouldn't change a thing, man. It's nothing that you can do outside of yourself if it's not in you, and that's what I found. Um, like I said, man, I'm
Okay.
on a day to day journey to motivate myself to get up out of the bed. Um,
Mm.
it's still hard to deal with, the loss of, our mom, our rock, our everything. So,
Yeah.
it's just like I say, it's not a situation where it ever gets easy. It's just
Right.
we've put one day in front of another day, and it just have, it's manifested into years. But it hurt today like it hurt the day that it happened. So
Right.
um,
Right. Okay.
when you have
Well,
when you
go
have
ahead.
demons and you have things inside of yourself that you have to deal with still,
Mhm.
you just really can't. I just don't think you can be out there throwing out uh advice, you know.
Right.
I mean, and that's just me from the way I speak and where I come from. If I've never been through it, then I don't speak on it.
Okay.
And we've had conversations about things in our lives, and you
Mhm.
hold my opinion very highly, and I really, 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 I cherish that. So I don't ever want to give you any wrong information. So if I don't know the
Right.
answer, or if I don't feel like um, it's my place, I tell
Mhm.
you what I tell you. I cannot tell you what to do, but I can definitely support whatever your decision is, and that's what that's what I can offer, man. I just have to realize, just like you have to realize, um, what you have to offer people as of
Right.
right now, today. Uh, when you lose your mother, when you uh, go through a divorce, and you go through trials and tribulation, it takes bits and pieces out of your life. It takes chunks out of your soul. Um,
Mhm.
it makes you not feel things. It makes you cold. It makes you bitter. It makes you a whole lot of things. So um, you just have to learn how to be uh, aware of your feelings and let yourself feel uh, how you're feeling at that time, man.
Right.
I was never allowing myself to feel how I felt. Like if I was hurt, I'd go do something to mask that, or if anything happened, man, I just would never deal with that emotion, uh,
Right.
or I would never let that emotion affect me. And
Okay.
after a while, it eats at you because, like I say, you're not being genuine to yourself in that manner.
Mm.
Because if you're hurting, you're hurting. If you need to
Right.
talk to somebody, you need to talk to somebody. If you need to cry, you need to cry.
Right.
So, it's just it's a situation about being a man, coming where we come from. Like I think we talked about this a couple days ago. So much bravado and
Mhm.
machismo coming from where we come from, because you can't be weak. You get weak, you get preyed on. But
Right.
that uh, part of your life where you become a predator and you have to be so tough, and your exterior has to be like an armor. Uh, After a while, it doesn't allow you, like I said, to be who you are, because you are having to be an entity that nobody wants to basically fuck with.
Right.
You have to be uh,
Mhm.
a person that uh, you definitely have to be focused in what you want to do on a day-to-day basis. You have to have structure. We had to have mama. We had to have dad. Like where we had to have that.
Right.
And as of right now, we sitting there, we're talking. We're better off for having that.
Hell yeah, we are.
Yeah, and that's just what that is, man. So um, anything that we go through, anything that I go through, anything that you go through, we go through it together. And I've always told you that.
Mhm.
But one thing I've tried to allow myself to do is to learn how to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because one thing I've learned is that I don't give a fuck if you know it all. I don't give a fuck if you right all the time. Nobody wants to hear that shit all the fucking
A
time.
know it all knows nothing at all.
Nah, know it all knows nothing. So
Yeah.
one thing I had to learn really was how to shut the fuck up, man. And that's the honest to God truth. Just like parenting. You can overparent. If you tell your kids something and you see them the next day and you tell them the same thing, and then you see them Wednesday and you tell them the same thing, well, you think that they heard you Monday and Tuesday. Now Wednesday, they might still go out and do whatever you told them not to, but they still hear you. So the fact that you are just steady badgering and badgering and badgering and discipline and constantly you need to do this and you need to do that and after a while, man, like in your own mind, you know that yourself that you're overdoing it. So you got to fall back. So it's just like your personality, who you are, your thoughts, your opinions. It's just like a lot of things that I used to think mattered to others, that it took a lot of time to realize it don't matter to anybody. So, like I said, my day-to-day journey is to get up, to make sure that I provide, to make sure I motivate myself, to even get out of bed, man. Like I say, people don't realize, man, it's a struggle.
Yeah,
it's a struggle.
It really is.
It really is. Every day is a struggle, and and you have to know that you have it in you, and you know that you have a support system. You know that you have somebody to talk to. Like I said, man, me and you and the conversations that we have when we have super deep conversations, man, like it's refreshing. It's refreshing, one, because a lot of stuff that you talk about, is you're way before your time. It's just like you're hella aware of who you are, and you are aware of how you got there, and holding yourself accountable and living in your truth is the most refreshing thing, even though it might hurt, that you can do. Like, you have to live in your truth. Now, it might be fucked up and it's dysfunctional and you know what I'm saying, it don't seem like it's gonna ever get better. But if that's what you live in, and if that's your truth, and you don't have to answer to anybody about doing anything, and when you look in that mirror, you can look at that man in that mirror, man, and you don't feel any kind of disdain for him, and you're not ashamed of him, and you are proud of him, and you motivate him. That's the part of life to where you deserve that's the good part that you deserve. You deserve to have somebody in your corner. You deserve to have somebody saying, hey, man, you did a good job. But a lot of times, me and you, we don't get that. So if we don't get that from the outside, and we don't give it to each other, that's when we fall into depression. That's when you fall into like a sense of worthlessness, and it's like a downward spiral, and it's breakdown after breakdown, and you don't know where to go, you don't know where to turn. So, like I said, it's a struggle, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. I like you say, I'm your favorite, man. You hands down, man. You're my favorite dude in the whole world, man. I have my son, yeah, but you are my favorite person in the whole world. And I say that because I saw you from the time you were here to the time now, man. And I could not be more proud of who you've become, what you stand for, and the father you are to your kids, man. Like, mom would be hella proud. And I just want you to know that, like I rock with you, bro, and I love you, man. And
I love you
if
too,
it's
man.
anything in my power that I can do, I'm gonna always do it. Um,
Always.
and I will make sure that anytime, man, I'm feeling down or I need a lift up or whatever, I always try to call. I always try to get a text. I always try to get.
Phone lines is
Yeah,
always open between me and
I
you, bro.
always try to get in contact
We don't
with
be
you because
we don't be calling a whole lot of people and a whole lot of niggas to call
yeah,
shit. And to be honest, shit, if you, if if you look at my call log, it's gonna be you. A lot more you than anything else in that something. Bitch. You, some bill collectors, uh
yeah,
work, shit like that.
yeah.
Well, let's want to take a step back real quick, and I want you to kind of let's go on the timeline a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
When you first moved from Terrell to Dallas,
Okay.
how was the transition from the country to the city at that time? And then we're going to get into the sports stuff and all that and the other adversities that you bounce back from.
All right.
But I want you to take that initial time when the first time that you getting into Dallas. e- Explain that time, the transition, and everything that was around the environment.
Okay. Moved up here when I was I think we moved up here I was like 9 or 10.
Okay.
So um got up here and it was crazy because mom had moved up here first. So she was staying
Hmm.
in Dallas for like 2 or 3 years, and I was staying in Terrell with 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 my grandparents. So, um,
Yeah.
like I wouldn't see mom to the weekends. You know what I'm saying? So she would come and get me or whatever, and
Hmm.
then I would go to Dallas and stay with her in her apartment, or whatever. So, that was my life for 3 years. Before I made the transition to Terrell, and I mean to Dallas, and that was before she uh met Dad. So,
Right.
um, she was working, at the job or whatever, met Dad. They, got together, decided that, he wanted to move her here. And
Yeah.
that's how the transition from me moving from Terrell to Dallas happened. When she met
Okay.
Dad. So
Okay.
when she met him, we moved to actually the apartments that's across the street from Skyline. Not Skyline Place, it's another little
Hmm.
older complex. Skyline Place wasn't even there, bro. It was like a field there. Like that apartment
Still.
that apartment complex didn't even exist when we moved over there. So yeah,
Okay.
man. Did that. Uh moved actually to Pleasant Grove first. Um stayed in Pleasant Grove first, moved from Pleasant Grove to South Dallas after I guess a couple years, and that's
Hmm.
when uh, basically my life really started. Um, Running the streets, ripping and running the streets when I got over there, because I hadn't been around nobody, hadn't been around bad kids before, hadn't been around BB guns, go karts, none of that. So
Yeah.
got over there and just really just fell into the whole hood, just everything, just was
Hmm.
enamored with the hood because only it was just really the extension of the country, you know. So
Yeah.
that's really what happened,
Yeah.
and ended up going to East Dallas Boys Club, and mom was late picking me up one day, and I was sitting outside, and I heard this sound on the concrete, and I was like, "What is that sound?" And it was like a herd of cattle coming around the corner. I'm like, "What the hell is that?" and it was the kids
Mm-hmm.
with their cleats getting ready to go to football practice. But the field was up the street, so they would have to walk up the street to the football field. So
On the concrete with the
yeah,
cleats on.
walk out, yeah,
I was saying on
all
the
the way up the
concrete, the
street with the
cleats
cleats on. So I'm sitting outside and I'm watching them walk up the street, and I'm thinking, like, what the hell are they doing? Like, I'd never seen a football, never seen, I'd never seen none of that. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
So mom picked me up. I never thought nothing of it. Later on that week, she late again. So I'm sitting outside again. So I hear this click, clack, click, clack, click, clack. I'm like, man, what? They going down there again. So I just say, fuck it. I'm walking down here to see what the fuck they doing. You know, I'm like, nigga, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Man, I get down there, man, they was in Bull in the Ring, and them niggas was down there. You hear me? I'm talking about cracking. I'm talking about niggas. I'm talking about what's happening. So I'm thinking like, man, okay, all right, yeah.
When
man, it's like
Bull in the Ring. They got something to do with Bull in the Ring, boy. Niggas' stomachs drop.
I'm trying
Niggas
to tell
remember.
you, man. The
and all that. I'm pretty sure we got all that shit because the numbers they was calling, niggas was coming from everywhere.
I'm trying to tell you, man. So once once I went there and saw, what was going on or whatever, I was in love. Like, I had never played it, but it was just like I had never seen nothing like it before. So I'm like, you can tackle. Like, I was like, you can grab them, throw them down on the ground. Like, I just like the whole aggression of it. So yeah, so next Monday, mama come to pick me up. She on time this time, but Sean ain't nowhere to be found. So she looking for me. Yeah, she looking for me and calling everybody and then put out APBs and all that. Next thing I know, I look around, turn around, she coming on the football field. So she come on football field, grab me, snatch me up, take me home. She don't talk to the coach. She don't say nothing. I'm talking about jersey, helmet, everything in the car. You know what I'm saying?
Grasp a whole nigga.
She going ham. Fuck you, just woo. You ain't tell me, you know what I'm saying? You know you don't leave from down there and not fucking let nobody know. I'm talking about third degree. Like I ain't got no football uniform on, right? So it was like she had went black, bro, and it didn't dawn on her till we got all the way to Pine Street that I had a football uniform on. So we get to the house. She like, and what the hell you got on? I was like, shit, uniform. She was like, so I guess you know, she's like, so you playing, you call yourself playing something? I was like, I was just going. I was like, that it was interesting and I was just going. So for a long time, mama would not come to a game, bro. Like, she wouldn't come because she was just like, she didn't take it seriously. She didn't think I was good. She would not come to a game. So it took me damn near to, I was in junior high school to get mama to come to a game because she was just like, I'm not with that. And when she finally came, and it was one of them times where I just went off, like just was doing shit I had no reason or no inkling that I could do. And from that day forward, bro, mama never missed another game. Do you hear me? From that day when she saw that I was serious about that shit, she didn't miss another game, bro. And I know you know, because it was times when it wasn't nothing but you, mama, and daddy in the stands at the goddamn game.
Yep. Then when the game was over with, I get down there when I was able to get down and walk around and shit. I go right into the locker room. See all of with the helmet on, shoulder pads, sitting on the track.
After the game, the first thing I'm asking for is where my little give me him. He coming down here with me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that was like. I always wanted you to feel like you was a part of my life. I always wanted you to feel like you was a part of what I was going through. I never wanted you to not feel like you wasn't a part of it. So that's why I always I would ask for you because I wanted you to be like, man, you know what? I want to do this. Even if you didn't want to do it, I wanted you to feel a sense of pride that, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I got a brother that care, man. This nigga, like he loved to love on me. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what it is, man. Like I just used to, and I still do. I just used to love you, bro, because you was just such an insightful kid. Like you was a sponge. You just always wanted knowledge. You wanted to know everything. And why this? Why that? You know, what make this do this? What? So it always made me have to really keep my shit as much as I fucked up, like still in the back of my mind, like you would be the main reason why I wouldn't just completely go over the edge. Like I would do some shit that was out of control, but it's still another level that I could have gone to. But I'm like, man, you know what? I don't want to be that disappointment to him. Like I don't want him to come see me in jail. I don't want him to have to call me and take collect calls from the jail cell. Like I don't want to be one of them sideline ass coaches coaching on the phone, telling you what to do, trying to guide you through your life from a jail cell, bro. Like that means nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like that, all that shit falls on deaf ears. They might as well not even call them kids or call them people, because honestly, they're not listening. They're not listening. I don't give a damn who tells you what they tell you. When somebody call you from jail, you take that call because you feel like you obligated. You don't give a damn what's going on with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's different. It's different because it doesn't seem.
Yeah, because it's not tangible. And that's the thing. Like I had to start living in the real world and start living my life and doing things that are tangible, things that I know good and well, that will produce positive results. Meaning getting up, going to work, working out, being healthy, being positive, being helpful. Just all this stuff, man. Just really just stepping outside of myself and just trying to see if I'm really built for this. Like, are you really like built for this life? Like, are you gonna thrive? Or are you gonna fall off in 3 years? Like what's your plan? You know, every day I ask myself, like, what is your plan?
Yeah.
And you have to have a plan. And if you don't have one, you just waking up every day and you stacking days in front of each other, and that's all you do. That's it.
Yeah.
But anything else, man, that excuse me, anything else that that happens in your life, man, and you don't seem to know the rhyme or the reason or why it happens. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, Khalil. When people say shit happens for a reason, bro, sometimes it ain't no fucking reason. Sometimes it ain't no reason. And that's what I've learned. Sometimes it ain't no reason why shit happens. Shit just fucking happens, man. And motherfucking made up that saying to justify that bullshit.
It's chance.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's chance.
It's probability.
Probability. It's shit like that probably we don't even fucking notice. But sometimes, like you said, like sometimes the amble comes out of fucking nowhere, and it ain't for no reason. It just happens, and it's up to us to discern how to leave that situation, what we can learn from it. Or else, I think sometimes we'll keep going over that same thing over and over again until we learn from it. I just think that's how sometimes it should work.
Well, you know what? It's either that, man, or you just go through it so many times to where a lot of times people just get a result of you get a I want to say it's more of like a gloss. It's not the real. It's not the real getting stuck, man. It's not really a manifestation of goodwill. It's not anything. You know what I'm saying? It's not like everything that's come about has led to good shit. You know, a lot of times, like I said, man, you're gonna go through all the good stuff, do all the things that you're supposed to do, and you're not gonna get a pat on the back. So what do you do then? That's the question. That's what I'm saying. Like if you're a person that seeks outward justification, and pats on the backs and accolades for doing things that you either should do or that you felt like that you didn't have to do, but you did do, and then when you don't receive those applause, when the crowd's not screaming for you anymore, what do you do? Yeah, what do you do?
What do you do when nobody's watching?
Like really, like what do you do? Exactly.
When nobody's watching, like,
what do you do? And who are you? And that's what I had to figure out. Like, who exactly are you? Honestly, like, are you going to be a has-been? Are you going to be a person that people say, man, you could have been, or he could have did, or he would have did, or he should have did? Or are you going to take that and whatever happened and flip it and turn it into your life? Because that's what it is. It's not up for debate. It's not up for ridicule. It's not up for anybody to make assumptions about. It's your life. So when it comes down to it, the only thing that matters is how you live your life. That's why, like, all of this that I'm saying has come back to the point that I made in the beginning. That's why I do not tell anybody anything about their lives, and I do not give advice. I don't.
Case by case.
Yeah.
Shit, man. You know, because life has its nuances. It can go through many different ways, many different shades of shit that you can go through, and even majority of the information and advice that goes out to the masses by anybody is pretty much general shit. For the most part, you know, it's only so many categories, situations that you can go through. You know, it's just basically you pick and you substitute certain shit and you make it relate to you. You know what I'm saying? So next what I want to talk about is come to Dallas, we find out what this football thing is all about. So it obviously grows a love for the passion.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the ascension through high school, the process of that, ascension of from, because I'm thinking 10 and 11 and going through, you know, middle school and shit like that, you kind of figure like, you know, okay, I'm all right. But at some point, you find out, you know what I'm saying, like if anybody's even as decent in football, you find out, oh, I'm a little bit better than all right. Like I'm, you know what I'm saying? And you reach, you know, a place where a rare group, a small percentage of a lot of athletes, especially in the state of Texas, where they want to achieve. Let's talk about that process and your process of going, choosing what school you want to attend, and even just, if you can, about just the in between of becoming somebody that everybody notices about, right? Because I think a certain amount of anxiety has to come about within that at some point, regardless whether it's big or small. You know what I'm saying? It goes from a point where it's like, okay, I'm playing ball, I'm doing good. Come to a point where, okay, now everybody knows that I'm good. The other team that's coming to play us, they know I'm good too. They taking time out their day, out their week, skipping classes to game plan for me. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about that going into college and what you learned from it. Also.
Excuse me. Okay.
You good? I call from here all the time. You good?
Well, man, let's see.
It's part of the experience.
It started my freshman year. I played probably 3 freshman games on actually as a freshman. And what happened was the head coach hadn't come. Coach Sample hadn't come to any of the freshman games yet, right? Yeah. So
the legend. Yeah.
We play at what was crazy was we played at Forster 2, and they were practicing at Forster 1 for some reason. I don't know why they was practicing over there, but they was practicing over there. So he came over, he watched the game. I returned a punt, I returned a kickoff for a touchdown, was out there just smacking them kids around, just really a grown man.
Hold on.
Yeah, I returned the punt.
You said you
and
returned
a kickoff. Yeah,
bro. So my nigga was an X Factor. My nigga was an X Factor.
They just had me out there doing shit just to see if I could do it. Yeah, they just. Hey,
I believe it. Shit, when you one of the best niggas on the squad, you get everywhere. Hey, come here, I need you to do this shit for me.
Yeah, I just got out there, man, and right. I was just playing, bro. And after that game, I never forget. He walked up to mom and dad, and he was like, "Y'all not gonna be coming to no more Monday night games." Straight up. And she was like, "What?" Straight up. She was like, "He gonna be on varsity, like starting next week." And what was crazy about that was
the Wolves.
I went in my first game that I played. We played Waxahachie. But when back then Waxahachie was killing everybody. Like Waxahachie was, bro. They was nice. Like the DeSoto, Duncanville. Yeah, man.
This is early '90s. Waxahachie.
They was nice. So So my first real game was against them. Like they got Aaron Humphrey. They got like, they got like, I mean, just dudes across the board, man. So I get thrown into the fire. Got a linebacker get hurt, and I get thrown into the fire. And you get out there and you get your times and come out the field, you lick your wounds, and then you go out there again and you see that it's not as bad as it was that last couple times. And after a while, you get a little confident. And I made a couple plays, man, and I just felt like I belonged at that time. Like it wasn't a big gap in talent. You know what I'm saying? Like and that's when I realized that I was kind of good, because I'm like, if I'm a freshman and these dudes is juniors, sophomores, and seniors, and I'm out here, I ain't just, I ain't no pushover. You know what I'm talking about? Like it ain't easy.
Yeah.
I'm definitely putting up
a
fight.
I
don't thump the couple niggas too. So, I was just like, I just embraced it. And when some people say, man, you either got it or you don't, like that's real. Like, I'm gonna skip over a little bit and kind of go to one of your questions and then come back. But you asked like the anxiety of knowing that you're good and that people playing against you. And I'm not gonna lie, bro, I never thought about that. You know why? Because I just felt like when I was on that field, like it was my sanctuary. Nobody could touch me. Whatever problems I had, they could not reach me.
Yeah.
I'm out here doing what I do. And it was more of, this was my sanctuary. Yeah. So However, everybody else perceived me, I never saw myself like that because football was always a release for me. It was always uh, a form of therapy. And
Therapy.
it didn't matter who I played. It didn't matter who knew what they knew about me. Like, I'm not playing you, I'm playing myself. Every time I got on the field, it wasn't to beat the other team. It was so that I knew that when I left that field, that I was the best player. I was the best nigga out there, bro. Point blank. Every time I stepped out there, win, lose, or draw, I wanted everybody in them stands to know that nigga number 4 is the fucking truth. Yeah, I want you to know that.
I want you to know. I want you to remember this shit. I want you to remember this
and
nigga
that's
I
what
put
it
on his
is.
fucking back and I sent his ass to the sideline with his mama.
And that's just what it is.
I
So
want you to
it
remember
was
that
more
shit.
of, I just felt like a totally different person, man, when I was out there on the football field. Like, I just felt like, honestly, man, this is what God put me here to do. Like, he really, for real, made me a hell of a nigga on this football field for a reason. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, once you don't deny yourself of greatness. You know, a lot of time, man, people scared to be good because people, once you show them what you can do, then they expect it, like you said, every time out. And some people, that pressure, it really gets to them. But like I said, it's natural for Deion Sanders. He ain't have to worry about it, you know, because every time he touched the field, he was gonna be the best. Period. So it didn't matter what nobody else did. Doesn't matter. Yeah, and you saw that. Yeah, and you saw
and you seen it, like his personality still to this day. And I think about the dude that he is now. We sat there and we watched him become a father. We done sat there and watched this nigga put his goddamn gators on the table. Must be the money. You know what I'm saying? We gonna sat there and watch this nigga go through the whole process. And one thing I get from it is, damn, like he has a feeling of belonging. You know what I'm saying? Like even now that he's coaching, this is something that he could have been coached. He could have been coached this basketball, baseball, like he doing with his sons in high school. He could have been did that on a bigger level. But it seems that he kind of knows his purpose in between. So now with him going to now that he's going to a college, and trust me, he would them big D1 schools would love to have him there. But instead of that, he went to a HBCU because I think what he sees a lot of little niggas that are just like him. That all they need is an opportunity,
and that
and they can shine. You know what I'm saying?
But that comes from what we was talking about. It comes from that self-awareness and that you know, the insight. Remember, I was telling you, all that stuff around you, man, it don't make you you. You know, when he was prime time with the you know Gators and all that was him. That wasn't really him. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's him outward. That's who he had to be outwardly. But internally, who we see now, that's who Deion Sanders has always been. But you can't be that, who he is now, and be prime time. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody will respect that. You have to be loud. You have to be obnoxious. You have to be.
Right.
You gotta be a dog. Yeah, you can't be. You
gotta
can't
be a dog on that shit.
See, the thing is,
like you can't
but see, at the time,
just be out there
he was
talking that
good,
shit, and then,
but he wasn't humble because he didn't have to be. He didn't have to be. I'm the best. I don't have to be humble.
Yeah.
But no.
And I mean interrupt you, but I think sometimes I was watching it was I think it was an interview with him and Jamie Duke on $1 Million Worth of Game, and he was saying like sometimes people want you to be humble because they want you to come back down to where they at. You done got so goddamn good. They like, goddamn, he's super far. Let me tell you, hey, you need to be more humble. When like, no, I'm like I earned this. I think it's different when you put the work in. You know what I'm saying? Like, not only did you excel
Yep.
in football, you also
But you
excel
know what?
off the field.
But yep.
You know what I'm saying? But that you was able to somehow transfer, and I think it was a cohesive relationship. Like, if I don't do this, I can't do this. So let me do the best I can here and the best I can here. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like a lot of times, these kids nowadays don't understand that. They think they're of value when they're not. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, they grow up in an era where they can go and get attention from thousands of people.
Yeah.
But it's false.
Yeah.
It just click of a button. You know what I'm saying? But it's easy for them to say, well, shit, I got 50,000 likes doing some dumb shit, or I got 50,000 likes smacking a nigga to the Gatorade bucket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They have more exposure. You know, so other thing I want to talk about is, do you think that Coach Samples believing in you, right? I think, do you think him, as far as saying, going up to mom and daddy saying, hey, y'all ain't come to all these games. I want him, and I want him now, just like he is right now. He took a chance. You know what I'm saying? As you a freshman, took a chance and he's seen something, and that's a very keen person to see that, and he's still doing that to this very day. But what did that do for your confidence going into your sophomore, junior, and a senior year, as you were seeing that to the rankings?
I mean, well, like man, let me tell you something. Just Coach Sample, man. But this, you know, everybody know Coach Sample right now, man, is one of the all-time greatest high school coaches ever, man. But yeah, but it's
in the fucking
at
nation.
the time, but I'm not gonna lie to you, brother. I was young and I was trying to find myself. You realize, you know what I'm saying, the same dude you're talking about was the same dude that wore bifocals, thick as fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Goofy looking, you know, just the type of nigga that a motherfucker would try to fuck with, but knew that on that football field you had to come see me after practice. So all that shit you talking during the day is cool, but after school you're gonna have to come see me. Yeah. So that you know what I'm saying, that was what I was on. Not the fact that Coach Sample saw something in me. It was more of I'm trying to find myself. I'm trying to create something. I just came from, you know, the country. I'm coming from, you know, Terrell. You know, nobody knows who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm steady getting picked on. So something's gonna have to fucking give. And that's just really where I was with it. It didn't have nothing to do with Coach Sample. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was more of me understanding that I had to really just drop my nuts, man, and you got to get yours. Like, if you want to do some shit and you serious about that shit, then take that shit. And that's why I'm so adamant with Corey, and when we talk to him about what he's doing, is because you know what I'm saying, like the confidence in him knowing that I could, you know, play varsity, I get that. But my intensity level and everything that I got or that he saw, I learned that at East Dallas Boys Club from Dale Brown. Yeah, coach named Dale Brown.
Dale Brown?
Yeah, so all that aggression,
Dale
knowing,
Brown.
you know, the heat.
Yeah.
That's
because that was the original place where you found your love.
He introduced
He introduced that.
So by the time I got the Coach
to your life,
by the time I got the Coach Sample,
and unbeknownstly,
Coach Sample was really getting a refined version of me, even as a freshman, because I had been playing football. You know what I'm saying? I played 8 and under 2 years, 8 and 9. Then I played 10 and under, 9 and 10. Then I played 12 and under, You know what I'm saying? 10 and 11. So, I done played 2 or 3 or 4 years before I even got to, junior high school football. You know what I'm saying? So once I got to junior high, I was already ready. Coach Samples would come to Pearl C and recruit me like I was in college. He would come to my classes and ask me, "Hey, you coming to Lincoln, ain't you?" You know what I'm saying? Like this type of shit he was doing then.
Yeah.
So that's how I even ended up going to Lincoln because Coach Samples was coming to Pearl C. Because I was racking them niggas up at Pearl C, and they be like, "Say man, it's this young nigga at Pearl C, man. You need to come see about him, man, cause he over here fucking these boys up." Yeah, man. So like I said, all that shit was
cracking this shit in over here.
My football, all of the outward was me letting it out. You know what I'm saying? It was me letting the embarrassment out of having to wear thick glasses. It was the being picked on, the being taller than everybody else, having fucking super big pink ass lips. Like, it's just a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, it's only one thing that I can control. You know what I'm saying? And I can control how I play on this football field. And I can get respect from how I play on this football field. And that's where it happened, man. That's why I ended up going so hard. It was about it, but it was never about nothing but respect for me. It was always about respect. Yeah, if I hit that field, you was going to respect me, bro. You was gonna be scared of me, and you was gonna respect me. Yeah, that's it.
First thing you gonna do is come out there.
So that was my whole thing. So everything else, like the being ranked number 5 in the whole state of Texas, like the number 5 linebacker in the whole state of Texas, bro. It's a lot of. I can tell you the dudes that was in front of me. Shannon, yeah, a lot of dude named
Texas,
Shannon Brazil was at TCU. Dude named Kwesi Palmer, he was at Sulphur Springs. Aaron Humphreys, that ended up going to Texas, was at WT White. Fred Rogers, and then it was me. I remember, bro, like it was yesterday. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So when
dogs right there.
Yeah, you the number 5 nigga in the whole state of Texas, bro. Yeah. So it's a lot of shit that
big ass state.
It's a lot of shit that came with that. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, from freshman to sophomore year was really when I got my confidence because we played damn it, who was that we played over at Sprague we played somebody that was hella good back then. Roosevelt. We played Velt at Sprague when they had all these super D1 type niggas, you know what I'm saying? And got in the game, man, and played my ass off. And from then, and it was just like from that game on, it was a wrap. You know what I'm saying? That same year, we went to Waco University, played Danny and Thomas and them. We almost beat them. They beat us in overtime. But I had a hell of a game out there when we played him. So it was just like I was stacking, like you stack games on top of each other when, you causing fumbles and you get an interception and, you know what I'm saying? Like you say, your confidence, it builds because you like, nigga, I might can go to school doing this. Like, and that's when the confidence of going to school started. Once I saw that I could compete on a level where I'm actually impacting games, then that's when I was like, okay, I can do this and I can go to school doing it. So every day, every game after that, it was really just me out there honing my skills, man. Like I just really was out there trying shit because I knew that wasn't where I was going to end up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to do some shit that I saw saw the, because I was a Florida State fan back then. So I'm trying to see what Marvin Jones and Derrick Brooks, I'm trying to see what they doing.
Yeah.
Them boys rocking them visors. So, whatever they was doing, I was trying to mimic what they were doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I was watching the college kids. So that's why I said like my game was always evolving because I was a student. I sit in front of the TV on Saturdays and I would watch every Florida State game that came on, bro. Every single one. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to be that. I wanted to be on TV. I wanted that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, none of anything. I never felt pressure because, like I said, it was always about respect.
Right on. Okay, that's what's up right there. I think that's damn good right there. That's damn good. You had something that I've always admired when I watch you play, and it was exactly what you said. You know what I'm saying? It takes a certain mindset to take it up a notch. You know what I'm saying? You know, I was introduced to football, of course, by you. I just started playing since I was 12, but man, I didn't have to because I had you. You know what I'm saying? By the time I got 12, I was like, shit, I got a big brother and he do the goddamn fool. So when I decided to play football, you told me what all the gaps was, and that's all I need to know.
Yeah.
Next, find my position. Can I play linebacker like my brother? No, I'm a little bit too slow. Cool. Now, what's this shit in front of the linebackers? What is these niggas' name? Because these niggas is close to the ball. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's where it all started. Yeah. So let's talk about going to school, right? The process you went to the University of Michigan. Let's talk about the process of recruitment, because the recruitment and the choice of going to Michigan, being from down south, knowing it's a whole different climate change, and just what you learned throughout your stint at that time. I remember growing up, and y'all, let me tell y'all this. I remember growing, and I want to say, nigga, from a period of time, I never even fucking knew what the wall looked like. I didn't know what the paint color was. Them bitches was filled with white letters with staples. All around. Goddamn. I was like, do we even have a wall? Is this?
We had letters on the ceiling, didn't we?
I'm sitting there like, hey, if we catch on fire, nigga, we in trouble.
Yeah.
The walls made of paper.
Yeah. We had them bitches
the ceilings, it wasn't no
walls and the ceiling.
It wasn't no posters, and probably still to this day right now, if you're going to house, you'll find a motherfucking staple.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that, the recruitment process, how you boiled it down to the school that you went to, and the transition to that. And what did you learn along the way?
Okay. The recruitment process then and now, totally different. It was no star process. You 1, 2, 3.
They wouldn't come over and have a sleepover.
Nah, it wasn't no stars, man. It wasn't no. You wasn't a 5-star, 4-star, none of that. It wasn't none of that. Coaches actually came to games. You know what I'm saying? Coaches actually came to sit in living rooms. Came to lunches. All that, man. My recruitment process was bittersweet, man. It was cool because I was getting recruited, and it was bitter because I lost all my friends.
Lost all your friends meaning
It was, well, I lost
what?
all my friends. It was just like,
Like as far as them,
well,
um,
it was just like because they knew that I was going a different direction than them, and they knew that I was going to go to a D1 school, and a lot of them niggas knew that they wasn't gonna go, and it's just that shit just ate them up, man, to the point to where them niggas just the jealousy was too much.
it just was life.
And
It
you
was
know what
life.
I'm saying? So yeah, man.
But they wanted you to stay
Well, you know
and
what?
do
It
shit.
was. I don't even really think it was that, man. It was just that. Um, it was just like it was a lot of jealousy, man. Like it really was, man. Like it really was, man. I'll never forget. But one day we were in the cafeteria, and coach from Texas came, and he was like, you know, Coach Sam was like, Coach from Texas, and I'm sitting at the table with everybody. And he was like, Coach Texas, when dude walked up to me, man, and he took me in the basketball locker room to talk to him. Remember how you used to go through the back of the lunchroom and go through go through there and go through. So we went back that way and was talking.
The hallway.
Yeah, so we go back there and we talk or whatever, talk to him. Woo, woo, woo. I get my tray and go sit down. When I sit down at the table, everybody get up and leave. So I'm like, what? So I thought, I thought maybe, they was done eating or whatever. So I hurry up and get my food. You know what I'm saying? Try to eat what I can eat, throw it. So, I'm thinking we finna go outside and chill. You know what I'm saying? I'm do, whatever, and they walk their way. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. Like, I'm like tripping, like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? And then it kind of put me in a real weird headspace for the day because I'm like, damn, we were just cool by 5-10 minutes ago. You know what I'm saying? So, it was just a whole little mental process, man, to where I was like, damn, I realized then that what I was going through was a lot more serious to other people than it was to me. And that maybe I might want to start taking it a little bit more serious. You know what I'm saying? And that's really when I kind of became an introvert and I stopped being so outgoing and I kind of folded up into myself.
Okay.
And then it was really just all about me and getting mine from then on out. So I didn't really give a fuck about nothing. So I'm like in practice, I'm trying to kill niggas. Bitch, I'll fight you and whatever. I was on some more shit after that. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like all that process led up to me taking the SAT, right? Now, this was the deciding factor of where I ended up going to school. Because I'm not ashamed to say, man, I had to take the motherfucking test 4 times, man, to pass that shit, bro.
I took that shit 3.
Yeah, I had to take that motherfucker 4 times, buddy. So
that motherfucker SAT ain't no bitch, man.
And what was happening was every time I would take the test and not do as well as I want to, well, the team, schools will fall off my recruit. But Michigan, Texas Tech, they stayed down from day one to I finally passed the test, man. And what was crazy was that I had one more time to take the test to pass it so that I could go to school. If I didn't do it, then I wasn't gonna go to school. So I went to take the test over at I want to say Hillcrest. I went to Hillcrest to take the test, man. Took the test, whatever. Me and Mom waited on the test results a long time. I was working at McDonald's at the time. Okay. The test results came in the mail. Mama opened them, bro, and called me. She was like, "You need to come home." I was like, "I'm at work." She was like, "Boy, fuck that job." That's exactly what she said. She was like, "Nigga, you finna go to college." In her mind, she like, "Nigga, you finna go to college."
Fuck that job,
like,
nigga.
Fuck that job. I was like, "Huh?"
Now.
She was like, "Come home now." You know what I'm saying? I had my little bucket. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I go in there and tell my boss, "No, I'm finna go." He told me, "Where you going?" I said, "My mama told me I gotta come home." He told me, "Bro, it's the middle of your shift." I say, "Man, she told me I got to leave." I say, man, I'm gone, bro. So I leave. I done got fired and shit.
Expeditiously, goddamn.
Expeditiously.
No.
But I ain't tripping, you know what I'm saying? Because she ain't told me what it was. She just told me to come home. Thought it was something wrong. I
Yeah.
get home. She got it open. And like at the time, man, I don't know what I needed exactly, but I probably got maybe 4 or 5 points over what I needed. So it wasn't like I just aced that motherfucker. Like I got it, but I got it by like 4 or 5 points. Man, when me and mama added, because they used to give you 2 scores, a score at the top and a score at the bottom. And you just have to add them up to get your cumulative score. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't add them up until I got there. We added them up. Bro, once we started out past that, man, we went in the front yard. And when I say we was out that bitch hollering and screaming, you hear me? We was in the front yard hollering and screaming. Miss Margaret came out. Everybody was, you hear me? We was all outside, man, because it took a village, bro. And every week, and like everybody at that time had felt like we did it. The whole block, you know what I'm saying? We felt like we did it, bro. So it was just like from then, shit, everything else was just like, shit, I'm ready to go. I was ready to go then. So I was ready, you know what I'm saying? The hardest thing about me going to school was leaving you. Not lying, bro. Like that was the hardest thing, man, because our relationship. I knew it was gonna take it was gonna kind of take a step back, and you know what I'm saying, because you was gonna grow up without me. And you was gonna go through shit without me. And that was one of the hardest parts, man, was me leaving you, man. I'm not gonna lie. So like I used to, you know what I'm saying, I just used to always just think, you know what I'm saying, like if I left and I did what I was supposed to do, man, then, you know, I was just like, you was always my focus on doing right, regardless of what anybody would think. Like you was what would keep me on the straight and narrow in the back of my mind, because I didn't necessarily just want to give you no fucking terrible ass example as no fucking brother to follow. Like I knew I wasn't gonna do everything right, but I was like, the least I can do is not max out. Like I'll do this, but I'm not gonna max out, man. Like I can't just do the shit and just think that I ain't gonna have no repercussions and I'm not gonna affect this kid. You know what I'm saying? So that's why after every bowl game, every time we got some money, anytime, I was spending that money on you. I was trying to get you J's, get you clothes.
My first
all that, man. Like I said, everything was revolved around me making sure that my little bro was okay, man. So that's what I, you know, just wanted to make sure that you know, in the process of recruitment and all that, man, that I just was I, you know, kind of took it in at the end, you know, kind of embraced it more. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, once I kind of lost a lot of friends, that's when I really embraced going to college, because I'm like, okay, this set of motherfuckers that I thought was cool, obviously they're not. So I'm finna have to branch off, live a life, and, you know what I'm saying, see what the world is, you know what I'm saying? So that's really what it was about, man. My choice to go to Michigan was really crazy because I had committed to Texas Tech. And the visit to Michigan was it was postponed because it had snowed. So they were like, we're going to postpone it until, you know, so we could get you here. So I took a trip to Texas Tech, committed. And like that next weekend, Michigan was like, hey, man, you know, the weather's better. We need you to, you know, I want you to come on out. And what was crazy was when I got there, the weather was fine. When I stayed there, probably like that next night when I went to the hotel, it snowed, bro. It snowed. Like that shit snowed like Christmas. And what was crazy was how the hotel is set up at Michigan, like it's in the center of town. So when you look out the windows, bro, like the scenery is amazing. So can you imagine going on a trip to Michigan in December? It's snowing. It you know, it was just like we wasn't getting that here. You know what I'm saying? Like I had really never seen
Hell
snow
no.
before. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
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 so it was just like that whole movie picture snow scene that you see. I seen it out of a window, and I was
yeah.
like,
And at
and at
that
that
point,
point, that's when
you
I
was
knew,
like,
like, this is where I'm going. Like, honest to God, truth. I called Mama from the hotel room right there, and I was like, Mama, this is where I'm going. She was like, you sure? I was like, I'm sure. She was like, you gonna call and tell them, Texas Tech, that you gonna go there? I was like, I'll let them know. But yeah, yep,
yeah.
that's what happened. And
It ain't snowing in Lubbock,
yeah,
goddamn it.
it ain't snowing in Lubbock.
Not
Not
nothing,
like that.
not nothing like
No, not
this.
like that. Not like that. Not like that. No,
Not
it was
like
a
that.
scene out. No, for
This shit
real.
came down like Miracle on
For real.
34th
Yeah,
Street.
it was for real a scene out of a movie, man. And
Miracle in
yeah,
Ann
and
Arbor,
that's what happened.
Michigan.
And that's what sold me. Just the whole scenery of a movie. It looked like, honest to God, because I was downtown, man. It was crazy. They had a movie theater. That it was just like a whole
Mhm.
perfect little movie scene. And like,
And in college towns, you know, it's a lot more focused in. It's built
yeah,
around the school.
yep,
You know what I'm
yep.
saying? Like it's the school and built around it, so everything is
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
fine.
and everything was live
So
day. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Everything was, and I mean, it looked like Vegas. I'm not gonna lie, everything was lit up. You know what I'm saying? Neon lights everywhere. So I mean, you know, it was just, it was a breath of fresh air. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, and I just realized that if I
right,
was gonna really do this, then this is where I was gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, you know, this
right.
is big time. You know, so,
Yeah,
and I wanted the challenge, and that's really what it was. Like, I just felt like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I just felt like I was like, they're not better than me. I just couldn't see them being
mm-hmm,
better than me. Like, you might be a little bit smarter, and your football IQ might be a little bit higher, but when we get out here, like, play
mm-hmm,
for play, pound for, like, you're not better than me. You know what I'm saying? And
mm-hmm.
that's just how it was. So,
Yeah,
like I said, man, my whole thing was about respect, man, and even to this day, people I played against, played with, whatever, man. They'll tell you, just like I talk about them, if they was any fucking good, they'll tell you. You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
I wouldn't.
Cause dogs respect
Yeah, yeah, I
dogs,
wouldn't
man.
have to tell you shit.
You
Yeah,
know what I'm
real nigga
saying?
shit.
Like once you
Yep,
go through warfare, you
yep,
know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter on what level. If you put imprint on anybody's mind, they may not know your name. They'll look at you. All of a sudden it'll pop up like that nigga right
yep,
there.
yep,
Shoo. I'm happy. I'm seeing a nigga
yeah.
at Walmart. Matter of fact, I'm scared he gonna tackle me into the deli section. I need to move around. Nigga might hit me into the
Right,
turkey meat, nigga.
right,
No.
right.
Yeah. But that's
Yes, sir.
respect.
That's what I'm.
Like you
Yeah.
said, you earned it. You earned it all the way up, and you earned it to go to a prestigious school. You know what I'm saying? And doing that, um, man, that was good. Cause I can see it now. Cause I remember going up to Michigan, and y'all, let me tell y'all, when I say I can't remember it was building we was in, but it was across the street from a Burger King, and it was like I woke up, mom was tapping me. It was the time we went up there to y'all was playing Notre Dame. Jarris Jackson was the quarterback. Um, and it was snowing. I said, "What the fuck is all this shit?" You know what I'm saying? I'm going outside, my whole
Mm-hmm.
kneecap
Mm-hmm.
snow, and everybody. And the first thing I remember going
Everybody
outside
had
was
shorts on.
like, "Hey, the snow had me with the
Mm-hmm.
ugly face. That should hit you with a crisp little. You hear the wind."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Nigga, it's cold." But I'm thinking like, shit, this was Dallas, Texas. Nigga, this should be shut
Yeah.
down last night. Niggas ain't stepping out, but
Yeah.
this is Michigan. The nigga, this is just a nigga that's gonna scoop that shit into a big ass pile for niggas to make snowballs, jump in, do whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and keep it going. And that's what I remember.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Doing all that, man. But you know what I'm saying? That's yeah, for shit show. It was cold. I still know how cold it was.
Yeah.
That shit was crisp on the young body. Nigga, it wasn't enough Jack. I said, why does this nigga choose to go here, man? It's
Man,
cold in
say,
the bitch.
yeah, man.
It's cold. Nigga, I said, Mama, I'm talking to Mom. Mama, it's
Yeah.
cold. Daddy, it's cold. It's cold. Nigga, like, do y'all have any more blankets? Any more
Any
scarves?
more
Any
hand
more
warmers,
socks? I need
any
to
more, any.
bubble wrap. Nigga, wrap me up in some shit. Just carry me, goddamn it. Nigga, it's cold. Shit, the hot chocolate don't last. It don't stay hot for too long once that
Wow, man.
nigga. But yeah, man. So let's get into a little past that. You know what I'm saying? Talk about the your experience there and the experience of you coming into some adversity there, and most importantly, going through that. How did that shape and mold you? You know, being your little brother, like I tell you when we have our talks, I learned more from you going through, like watching you going through your adversity than I ever did on a football field or wherever through sports. I learned more, and even still through this day, I use those examples because those were some of the images in my life that I remember, and I still hold those and I cherish those because you know I've sat and watched people come and go in our life. You know what I'm saying? They come in, but they don't come in with necessarily good
Yeah.
intentions. They come in wanting you. They want you, the person who earned all the shit. They ain't hit now, nigga. They ain't did nothing. Niggas ain't had their shoulder out of place and popped that shit back in. Niggas ain't did none of that shit. Ain't had the pain. Ain't did none of that shit. But they want you. They have an image of what they want you to do, not because they care
Mhm.
about you, the person, but because they care about what you do can get for
Mhm.
them, if that
Yeah.
makes any sense.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They want you to go out and do that, not because, yeah, go do it because you're great and we love you. Do it because
You gonna
shit.
get nah, yeah, yeah.
In the back of their mind,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
they greedy.
they doing it because they doing
And
it because
how
they
that
know.
turned
Yeah, they doing it
from a blessing.
within the hopes in the back of their mind that shit they gonna get free tickets to the game, and
Hmm.
if you
Yeah,
know you do this, and then
yeah,
if you move, they gonna be coming to the mansion, and like what I'm saying, everybody. But see, that's
yeah,
the thing, And I told
yeah,
people,
because
I tell people all the times, I was like, other people can block your blessings too. I was like,
a shit show.
you can block them, but other people having ambitions, other people having aspirations on your life, having plans for your life, putting things in place for you,
Hmm.
um, being an something where you feel like they are a support. They're supporting you, but the support is only it's conditional. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's
It's
doing
tainted.
something, but in the back of their mind, they doing it for a reason you have no idea about. Like you don't have a clue why they doing the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they see themselves getting
Hmm.
a fucking new house or a new car or something out of you. Yeah.
They
And that's
spend the
just
money for they
that's
even.
really
Yeah.
what it was. Talk about the ups and downs of Michigan, man. The only thing that I regret was that I got into a situation that had nothing to do with me. It was a guy on the team. You know what I'm saying? We know we cool, we roommates. You know what I'm saying? This is where the hood in you fucked up your potential to do great things, because he was my roommate. We was cool. We ride or die. We this and we that. He in practice one day, this this white dude. I'm not gonna lie, big old white dude. Dude way bigger than him. You know what I'm saying? Like we blocking in the drill or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
the drill over, you take the dude and you done deposited him damn near 10 or 15 yards down the field. Okay? You don't yeah, you've done what you wanted to
Yeah.
do to him, but you just on top of it. You know what I'm saying? And now you just being a fucking asshole about it.
Mm-hmm.
And what I had to realize is it's not my place to jump in the middle of that, regardless how I felt about that, because I have something to lose. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for a reason, not his protector.
Mm-hmm.
But that hood shit in me, we stay together. That's my roommate. That's my partner. So I run over there
Yeah.
and get into it with the white boy, get him off of him, whatever. We get into a fight. So coach come over there and he grabs me. Well, in the process of him grabbing me, he put his knee in my back like he a goddamn police officer or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm already upset. So
Mm-hmm.
when he does this, I think that it's a little bit over the top. You could have done something differently than put your knee in my goddamn back. So the shit escalates and goes
Definitely.
to another 9. And in the process of me going off, I tell the coach, you put your fucking hands on me again, I'm going to kill you. Well, you can't fucking threaten nobody. You can't say that shit. Even if you're not going to kill nobody, you can't say that shit. So after that, next thing I know, they
Mm-hmm.
telling me, well, great, we got a psychiatrist for you to see. These bitches done made me out to be a fucking, I'm a psychopath now. I'm crazy now.
Crazy. Like niggas don't remember he
Yeah.
had the whole
Yeah.
kneecap in
So,
my
you know what I'm
goddamn
saying?
back.
It's a
Like,
whole
yeah,
situation. It was a
yeah,
whole some shit that could have been avoided just because I needed to grow the fuck up. Like I needed to leave that hood shit alone. Like I needed to understand that I had an opportunity. See, I didn't one thing that I can say that dad did, but he didn't do was he didn't get on my ass enough when it came to
mm-hmm.
the shit that I was doing. And from a
Right.
male's perspective, like it was some shit that I was doing. He should have. I felt
Mm-hmm.
like that I'm doing with Corey now. That he should have been like, say, man, like you might want to chill the fuck out. Like you got such and such and such and such and such and such. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like everybody felt like
Mm-hmm.
I knew what the fuck I was doing. Everybody felt like I knew I had control of everything. Like I didn't need any guidance. I didn't need to be parented. I didn't need, you know what I'm saying, any more guidance. And I was just out there. You know what I'm saying? Literally, you just out there, you doing shit. You don't
Yeah,
have nobody to
yeah,
rein you in and tell you, hey, you need to calm down. You know, you got this. So you just steady. You put this, this situation on top of this situation, on top of this situation. Then the next thing I know, um, I get a call from home, uh, Corey on the way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you go
mm-hmm.
from this, then you go through that, then you get a phone call, you about to have a son, and you in the process of transferring. Your mama don't want you to. It's just, and
Yeah,
it was a transition. And mama told me, she was like, if you leave that
yeah,
school, it's nothing I can do for you anymore because you are deliberately defying my wishes. And I cannot support you if you do that. She didn't pull any punches. She didn't tell me
mm,
nothing but the truth. So I made the decision to leave. When I made the decision to leave, everything came with that. Now, in the process of that, I was lied to by Southwest Missouri State. Said I had full scholarship. I was on housing. I had everything. When I got there, I had nothing. I was living in my truck for like a month and a
mm,
half during that whole little, the little summertime where you go through camp and all that before you get into an actual,
mm-hmm.
yeah, like I'm living
The
in my
training
truck,
and stuff
like I'm
like that.
practicing. I would do everything that they would do. Go take a shower, get
Mm,
in my truck, drive around Springfield, Missouri,
mm-hmm.
until it got dark, and pull behind the athletic facility and go to sleep or not sleep or whatever, cry myself to sleep or whatever it might be, and just
Mm-hmm.
and just try to figure out how the fuck I got
Yeah,
there. Like, how do you leave the best thing that you've ever had in your life. You walk into a locker room, you can have 1,000 pair of gloves. You go in there, you can get any kind of shoes you want, like literally, like anything you want. To sleeping in
Mm-hmm.
your truck, not knowing what you're gonna eat, and like I said,
Mm.
it was a lot of times where I wanted to give up. It's a lot of times, shit, where I wanted to run my truck into a wall. I wanted to drive into a river. I've been in some pretty deep, dark places,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
one thing that I remembered amongst all of that is that um, you're not done yet. And I always used to tell myself like, you're not
Mm.
done. Like I don't know how you're going to get through this, but you're not done yet. And I would just keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, find a way, keep pushing, keep pushing. And when they told me, hey, Brooks, we got your housing and your everything, man, you can move into the apartment. It was just like from then, like that's why I don't play with my rent now. That's why my rent is 3 months paid now. Like everything, like from then, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm saying. Like the question that you asked, like what's molded you into what you are now? It's shit like that. Staying in your truck,
Yeah.
not having nothing. It's
Mm.
just it's a lot of things that make you understand that you can be up here tomorrow, you can be down here the next day, and nobody gives a fuck in between. So no, and it's not that far in between.
It's not that
So
far in
that's why I
between
don't
either.
judge people. I don't
Yeah.
people on the side that need change or whatever, man. So if I got it, man, I give it, man. Because like I said, like
I
people be
give it.
telling
Yeah.
me, man, you woo woo woo.
Yep.
I mean, he might be able bodied, he might go buy some liquor and whatever. But if I have it and it's not gonna kill me to give it, I'm gonna give that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give that, man, because
Give it.
well, I'm not. Yeah, I
Because what am
wasn't
I
finna
gonna
do
do
shit
with
with
it?
that little
I'm
dollar
gonna waste
75
it
I
anyway.
had. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Like
Mm-hmm.
people have to get off of that. I ain't finna do nothing for you because you able bodied. Well, somebody was doing something for your able body ass. You just call your mama, ask that bitch to pay your rent. You call this nigga to bring you some weed. Bitch, you doing the same
Yeah.
shit. You understand
Yeah.
what I'm
Straight up.
saying? So how you gonna judge
Same
this
shit. It just
motherfucker on the corner
yeah.
for
Yep.
asking for something and you doing the same fucking thing? You know what I'm saying? So that's why
Yep.
I've never ever judged people, man. Like that judgment shit is all the way out the window. I'm telling you, man,
Mm-hmm.
when you are homeless, you are hopeless.
For
You
shit
are
show.
nothing. I didn't have an address. I didn't have a residence. I
Mm-hmm.
was I was not an entity. I was not a person. I had nothing. And I was alone.
And you were alone.
So
Mm.
you go from there, you do what you gotta do, you get in that apartment, you start practicing. I was making some waves. I'm playing in some games. Kansas City, the Chiefs was coming up there on a regular basis. The Pittsburgh Steelers were coming up there on a regular basis, trying out for both of these teams all the time. You know what I'm saying? They will come. I'm running 40s for them. They coming to watch
Mm-hmm.
drills. They coming to practice. So it was in the mix. And then the
Yeah.
locals hit. The niggas that was from there and the dudes that had already been there and the players that wasn't getting no shine, they don't like when a new nigga comes. So they created a whole
Yeah.
situation for me. Yeah, yeah,
And then I ain't
yeah,
saying, oh, you
yeah,
coming from
yeah,
Michigan, so you
yeah.
just, you know what I'm saying? Niggas hate instantly because they probably they don't they niggas ain't
Well,
never
it's
been
that.
to a
Well,
Rose
it's
Bowl.
that
Niggas
too.
ain't
But
never
then too,
going.
it deep in
Them
their
niggas
heart,
don't
they
know,
know that
you know.
this he's finna come and he's finna take somebody's position. And they got homeboys. You know what I'm saying? Like them
Yeah.
niggas, they done play together and know each other, and they homeboys, they partners. Don't nobody want to see their partner position get took. Niggas act funny with you because you done came and took their partner position or whatever it might
Hmm.
be, man. So when I got there, it was
Mm-hmm.
cool, and then it wasn't cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've seen people go through great lengths to sabotage somebody's career. I had dudes to break into my apartment, steal my IDs, things that had like my personal belongings, and put them inside of a stolen car. They done busted the window out of the car, sat my shit in the seat of the car, and made it seem as though, you understand what I'm saying, I had something to do with the shit. So
You did that.
I'm at practice, and see, like, this is some shit you never knew. I'm at practice, motherfucker. Police come to practice.
Mm-hmm.
We looking for such and such and such and such. He vandalized cars and woo woo woo. So you know what I'm saying. They called me off the field. They asking me what's going on. I don't know shit. They called me down to the precinct. He got my cell phone, which is an old phone that was off, and an ID that was in one of my drawers in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I started being so friendly. Letting niggas come into my apartment and smoke. Letting dudes come over my apartment and chill. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's another lesson in life where you learn. So that's why I am like I am now. That's why I stay to myself. You know what I'm saying? See, like I said, you know, like when shit happened, like, and then you like you say, you asked me why I am like I am now. Like now you see, you know what I'm saying? Like it was some shit that happened even before the shit that you saw that happen. You know what I'm saying? That led to that. So
right. Because I want to say,
this
what
was
age was I at
around
this point?
99 2000. So you was 9. Yeah, 9 or 10.
9, 10.
Yeah, 9 or 10.
9, 10,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, like I said, you.
Yeah. Because all I remember
Yeah.
is,
And that's why.
yeah, I remember coming to Springfield.
Yeah. Remember when I had Kane?
Chilling with the dog.
Yeah.
Kane, was that Kane?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kane, man. And I remember that. I just I remember at that point I vaguely remembered, but when I got my CDL and I know I was going to Springfield, I was like, why does shit sound
You done
familiar to
seen
me?
it. You like, I
Then when
done
I
seen it.
get there, and when I first got there, I was on the little main part by the highway. I don't know if it was there when you was there. It's like we where we stayed was a red roof inn, and it was like in the little main area. It's like right off the highway, like right. It's a golf course on the other side of the highway, and we stayed on the other side. Of course, it probably was built up by then, but that's the area where we stayed, like right, you know what I'm talking about, right at the highway. And so, nigga, I just ride around. You know what I'm saying? I drive around a little bit. I'm like, oh shit. I drive past the school. I'm like, of course, at that time it was a Missouri State. I said, oh shit, this is where, okay, this shit coming back. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And those memories, they came back. And to be honest, I'm not sure I ever told you this, was once I seen that, because I did that like during the first week, my first couple days there, nigga, it was rough. I came there off the Greyhound. You know how them Greyhound rides be.
They let you off at that little
Man, it
station
was
down.
tough.
Like I
Leaving
know
the
exactly.
family.
Yeah.
Nigga. And then had to get a ride and they couldn't get no ride. I ain't had no money for no Uber. And at that time, I'm like, nigga, fuck it. I'm walking in. Shit, let's get with bags though. You know what I'm saying? With bags though. And so the whole Greyhound shit was sad. I just left the family. They just dropped me off. You know me, I'm sensitive as hell at times, crying and shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas that just got out of jail and getting a Greyhound looking at me, say, look, bro, it's gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, you right. He was like, well, I don't know what you're going through, but Troy, let's be know. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be all right. So I was like, all right, cool. Appreciate it, OG. You know what I'm saying? But I got to Springfield, and the first couple of days, nigga, it was rough. I'm thinking like, shit, like, nigga, I'm used to being around my family. This shit is, I'm with around people I don't even know. Some of these niggas acting weird. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I drove around. I got to that Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. That Wednesday, when I actually got like settled into my apartment and drove around, I was like, oh yeah, nigga, I'm gonna be all right.
Yeah.
because the memories start coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is where Sean went. Okay, cool. Then the memories are coming back, so I'm like, oh, I done been here before.
Yeah.
So what the fuck am I afraid of? Some shit has already been
Yeah.
accomplished here by my blood. So I'm driving down the same streets he done
Yeah.
drove down. I'm eating the same place, something, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yep.
a sense of continuity, you know what I'm saying? And by that point, I was like, man,
Yeah.
let me do this shit and
Yeah.
get the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? At that point, so that shit was, I never forget, I was sitting at the Popeyes, and I was sitting down and like, nigga, this shit gonna be
Yeah.
straight. Because my brother was here. Regardless on whenever it was, my brother was here.
Yep.
And it's gonna be straight. You know what I'm saying? And that compared to what we had already been through, of course, by that time, Mama was gone. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But let's talk about okay, going from there,
Yeah.
had a little big head little boy
Big head, yeah.
that
Little Z
looked just
came,
like
yeah.
you, carrying the nigga
And
all
then
around.
yeah, man, and
Yeah,
then
man, the
even in
Z
'99
came.
and 2000, man, I was still trying to live out the dream playing football because the Houston Texans, um, they were just now
Just
being
yeah,
being expanded. So they
expansion.
was having a huge tryout in Houston or whatever, man. And I think that was the one that did it for me because I had gone to a tryout for the Cowboys that they had. Um, I had
Mm.
gone to um oh shit, Minnesota to the Vikings. I had gone to a Vikings camp, and then I was going to
Mm.
end up with and try with the Texans since we was in Texas or whatever. So you know what I'm saying, like but all this stuff was sponsored by me.
Yeah,
Mind you, I had saved up a little money. So, when you go to these tryouts and all this shit, like you gotta pay. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't have no representation and all that shit, so like you
yeah.
basically paying them to get out there and show what the fuck you can do. So, um, I was just doing it, man. And that this one last time that I went to the one in Houston, I was so disconnected from everything. It was just like I was there, but I didn't have representation. Um, it was just like it was like I was just reaching. You know what I'm saying? Like they had basically already had the dudes that they wanted for the team already. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else that was trying out was basically all a money grab. You know what I'm saying? So I after the tryout, man, I kind of just looked around and I really asked myself, do you really want this to be the last time you step on a football field? And I really had to ask myself that. But like I was dead ass serious because I was like, if you say that this is it, then once you leave out of this building, like that's it. Like it ain't no more tryouts. It ain't no more you trying to make no more teams. There's no more calling agents. No more calling in favors from friends. Like you done. Like are you seriously done? And I came to the conclusion that I was done, man. And I think that was the longest ride, besides when I took Corey to school, that I've ever had in my life. It seemed like I left my whole body and soul in that building because I had identified with being a football player. I never I never knew nothing else.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know shit else. Like I didn't do
You
nothing
go there in
else.
your life. Yeah,
So it was just like from me leaving from
yeah.
there, I went from a sense of security to an instant state of fear. Like just fucking terrified
Mm.
because I ain't know. Like it was like the unknown. Like I didn't know what to do, where to go, what was next, who was gonna love me, who was gonna hate me, how people's gonna feel about me. Like it was just
Right.
it was a lot. So I ain't even come home, bro, for like a week. Motherfucker thought I had made the team and everything. You know what I'm saying? But I just couldn't bring myself just to turn around and come back. You know what I'm saying? But it was just like I took some time, and it was just like once I, took that time, man, and got it right with myself, and figured out that that's, I was leaving that chapter behind. Like I was done trying to play in the NFL. Like I was done with that. That's when I really just had to realize that honestly, man, it was like you have not accomplished uh, anything worldly or anything uh, tangible. Since we've been using that besides football. You know what I'm saying? Like you went to school, flaked on your degree.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You went to school, you
Kind of
flaked
been in
on
the
your
bubble a
degree.
little bit.
Did some more shit, flaked on that. So it's just like, what the fuck are you gonna follow through with? Like, what are you going to do? Like, what the fuck is you gonna, what are you gonna see from the beginning to the end? And that's when I took pride in being a father. But I think that that pride of being a father is cool. But I think it's kind of unfair to Corey because as much as you say, well, you don't live through your kids, you live through your fucking kids, bro. And as much as you don't, you say, well, you don't, this and this and that. And it's their decision. Well, it's really, in the back of your mind, you want it to be your decision because ultimately, like, I know how the shit's gonna turn out if he don't do it. Like, I know how it's gonna turn out if he don't do it the way that I want him to do it. But it's not my life, and I had to realize that. And I had to realize that when I was taking that drive back from Houston, that you have to figure out what you're gonna pour yourself into. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to pour your knowledge into something. You're gonna have to teach somebody something. You're gonna have to guide somebody. You have to do something. So that's when my love for football and that whole little dynamic switched from that to, okay, I'm gonna be the best daddy I can. I'm gonna be the best such and such and such and such. And I think now that I look back on it, I think it's more of a consolation prize because I'm still not happy with myself in a lot of ways. So I use me being a good father as a way to buffer the shit that I fucked up in. If you get it, and that's why I parent so hard. That's why I go so hard with my kids. You know what I'm saying? It's just because I fucked up so much and I didn't really just reach my full potential in some areas. And I just don't want that shit to happen to them, bro. I'm not gonna fucking lie. I don't want that to happen to them. So that's why, everything that happened ended up leading to, who I am and where I am now, because ultimately you don't have a choice. When life guides you certain ways and closes certain doors or whatever, you don't have a choice. You know what I'm saying? You are forced to deal with. You forced to deal with it. You either gonna go this way, which is backwards, and get on drugs and get strung out and get a fuck up and just whatever, or you gonna take that shit on the chin, see what's the next chapter of your life, and try to deal with it like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, I'm glad that my children were born, because if they weren't born, I don't think that I would be here because I didn't have anything to live for. You know what I'm saying? So,
Man,
uh, with them being
that's
here,
yeah,
I definitely have something to live for. With you,
yeah,
you and my nieces and player little nephew. Um, yeah, super player, man. Like, I mean, my life,
player,
man,
man,
my life is
young
pretty
bird,
goddamn
bud.
good, man. Despite the fact that we don't have mom, man. Like,
Yeah,
our lives is they're they're pretty goddamn good, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we self-contained units,
yeah,
we independent. Live alone, take care of our kids,
yeah.
don't fuck with nobody, man. The same. I tell you, we do the same shit in different states, man. That's how I know that we the same person. We do the exact same shit in
Mm-hmm.
two different states, man.
For
You
sure.
know what I'm saying? And that's how I
Mm-hmm.
know the synergy of our
Mm-hmm.
souls and the completeness of our lives, bro. Like, we're one and the same. Like, I don't have to say shit to you. You don't have to say nothing to me. Read,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying, between the lines or whatever you want to call it. But what I'm saying, just our sense and innate ability to decipher each other's feelings without talking. You know what I'm saying? That speaks volumes
Mm-hmm.
also.
Yep.
So, just like I
Yep.
said, man, everything from the
Mm-hmm.
leaving Michigan to the hard time in Missouri, man, to the trying out for teams and not making it or whatever it might be. Um, it just lets you know that um, whoever you think you are in this world, man, you just might not be him, and it's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's all
it's
right.
all right,
Yeah.
man. Like, you got
Yeah.
to take that
Like
shit
because you
and then
see,
just realize, okay, I'm not this
yeah,
dude right here, but I am this dude right here. So since I know that I am this dude right here, then I'm gonna deal with
yeah.
this dude can
See,
take
you
care
see
of and what he
even
can handle, and then
yeah.
I'll expand on that. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm. Because you see the, like you see these different stories about all these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for us, like for us, like a Junior Seau, a person on the outside thing, like Junior Seau got it all. He all pro linebacker. You know what I'm saying? Nigga got curly hair. You know what I'm saying? Nigga done went, you know what I'm saying? Had this shit made, Hall of Famer. And for him to go out the way that he did, it's like, damn, well, maybe it's not all what we thought. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
bigger than the sports that we play.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn that, you know, early. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Especially,
But you know what?
in high school,
But the sport.
knowing that, you know, that was, you know what I'm saying? Like I just felt like at that point, so I'm gonna let you go, you know what I'm saying, in a minute, but I just feel like when I came into that, I felt like, you know what, this is probably gonna be it. But you know what, I'm gonna give it all I got. Why? Because my brother gave it all he got. You know what I'm saying? And you were with me through all the whole walk of the way. The adversity was different because I had to learn how
Yeah,
to maneuver. You know what I'm saying? Going through some of the same things, getting picked on. You know what I'm saying? Doing that. My
yeah,
mama popping up at the school all the time, shit like that. But all through my life, since the time I was able to acknowledge and comprehend what you were going through, I've seen that differently. You know what I'm saying? And the love was so genuine. Was like, okay, well, shit, I don't give a fuck what. I don't care what he do. Like, that's my brother. And I know people can come in and flake
yeah,
in and out, but I'm not. And I never will. You know what I'm saying? The one thing that mama told me and probably told you was
yeah. And take care of each other.
you and your brothers all that y'all got. She told us that, and she would tell us these things a whole lot. But sometimes, we wasn't thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? But when it got time, when she got ill with lung cancer, although she had already beat breast cancer and had a traumatic surgery that kind of changed her life. The one thing she said to me was like, "Hey, you and your brother, y'all, like, I took that shit to heart. I mean, of course, I already know it, but when it becomes a part where, oh, when she gone now, and you close the casket on mama, and I look to the left and I see my big brother, that's all I got. Like, for real, I'm looking around the whole room, and niggas is carrying their day, ain't nobody standing there but me and you,
Yep.
you know. And so I carry on through my life with that because I've seen the people
But you know
come
what?
in and
Even
out
on
and
the,
in
but
and
I
out.
told you that on the ride. Remember, because we were on the ride over there, we didn't ride in the limousine because we smoked on the way. And I told you on the way over there. I told you on the
Mm-hmm.
way. I was like, man, when we get over here, there's gonna be a whole lot of extra shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and
And boy, was it extra. And it was even extra from the woman of my child's
yeah,
aunt. Got the fuck, what in the fuck are you? You didn't even know her, my mama.
yeah. Like I said, that's why I said,
What the
that's why I
fuck?
said,
What the fuck is
that's why I
going
told
on?
you it's gonna be a lot, man. It's gonna be a lot of extra shit, man, because you got a lot of people that wanted to be seen or
Yeah.
whatever. But just like I told you in the truck, I'm telling you now, I say, bro, we all, you know what I'm saying? We gonna have, period. Period. Like it don't matter what nobody else say. Don't matter what
Mm-hmm.
nobody else do, from Teresa to Michael to none of them motherfuckers. They bro, they ain't grow up with us. They ain't live with us. They ain't struggle with us. You know what I'm saying? So uh just like it's it is a blessing that mom and dad had you, because I told them that I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I need a little brother because I don't want to be here by myself. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what I told them. I was like, man, I don't want to be here by myself.
Yeah.
Shit,
Yeah.
it's long, and
Mm-hmm.
shit, something happened to y'all. What I'm gonna
Yeah.
do? You know what I'm saying? So, they put that into motion, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because, like I said, man, it
Yeah.
it would have been
Appreciate
hard,
it.
bro. I'm not gonna lie, man. Without you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are you are
Yeah.
what keeps
Yeah.
me up, man, on days when I just
Same here.
know I don't have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like some days I can't. It seems like I just can't bring myself to do my day-to-day functions. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with nothing except for I'm in a cloud, and I need time. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, bro, just I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate you, for having me on.
Yeah.
I'm glad that all your listeners and everybody uh support you, because, like I said, man, you've always been
Yeah.
a positive and a bright spot in my life, and I've always tried to uh at least do as much good as I did bad, so that you could at least see the contrast. I didn't never want you to see just one constant situation where, okay, this nigga steady fucking up, steady fucking up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I learned. When I was younger, I didn't comprehend it. I seen it, but I didn't know. It's just part of growing up. And it's some of those things that you have to comprehend. And as I got older and got on my own myself and started going through these things started doubling back, boomeranging. Oh, okay, this is what Big Bro was going through. You know what I'm saying? This is what he was going through. The process of trying to, being a young black man and trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? It comes a certain point of time where everybody has to figure it out for themselves. And for me, I was kind of, I was more sheltered in a sense. You know, I had you, I had mom, I had daddy. You know what I'm saying? And y'all kept me in a nice little nest egg, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
y'all let me flutter a little bit,
Yeah.
but it wasn't gonna get too crazy. Nigga, come on back. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I always tell when I talk to Kayla, I tell her that. You know what I'm saying? And when I think about it, even to myself, it's like, yeah, it's good and bad thing in everything, you know. But I feel like that prepared me because I have to know through y'all three, you, mama, daddy. That's where I found out what unconditional love is. You know what I'm saying? Through hanging out with you, that's what I found out what unconditional love is. Good or for bad. A lot of motherfuckers don't understand that they want to fuck with somebody until something bad happened and they want to bail. Well, that shit ain't where where we from and how we was raised. The shit don't go like that. Now, the people that hold you accountable after y'all get through whatever y'all getting through, gonna tell you, hey, that shit wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna let you know.
Yeah.
But it always came out of love. You know, what mama told us, mama told us, hey, basically, you fucking up. You know what I'm saying? You fucking up, like that was out of love. It wasn't to come down hard on us. Like mama was, you know, amazing person, amazing woman. And we see every phase of her through the kids that we have. Through Cora, through Xylee, through Kayla, through Junior, through Kira. It's pieces of that woman. That's how strong her soul was.
I agree.
Through us. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, man, I appreciate you chopping it up. For a lot of y'all, this is new, but for us, this is on the regular. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I appreciate you for having me on, man. I really
appreciate you, bro. Thank you for speaking your truth, man. Laying it all down, man. I think people gonna learn from this. They should learn from this, and people gonna always know that whatever the fuck you going through, it ain't time to give up. It's me.
Strap that shit up.
Back
keep
up.
going, man.
That's what time.
God damn it.
Lace it up, god damn it. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, this is the Trill Pill Podcast. My name is Khalil Sneed. This is my brother, Big Bro, my favorite nigga, G. Brooks.
Shawnee Money, baby.
Motherfucking money, baby. Shawnee motherfucking money, baby. You hear me? Shawnee dollar sign, goddamn it. Hey, this is the Trill Pill Podcast. And goddamn it, I hope you enjoyed it.